Hi, I'm Sandy Genovese, and today we are looking at creating an advent calendar. But you're used to seeing advent calendars that hang. We're going to make a little forest of trees, and each of the trees will represent one day in December to count down the days till Christmas. So you can see I don't really have room on my table for all 25, but the triangle box is created the same and the decorations are different. So here's one where the front has been cut into strips. Here's one where some dots have been punched out of a deeper color and set over the top. Here's a different pattern of layering. If you have a white pin and you want to add snow, you can add bright lights, all kinds of fun things. Really, the decoration's going to be up to you. Now, in terms of stuffing it, what's going to be fun is to figure out the kinds of cool things you want to put inside. This is a nice size box, so it can hold everything from, candy treats. It can hold little mementos. It can hold jewelry. It could hold ornaments for the tree. All of these are the same, made the same, but when you open it up and you look inside, it's a really good size container. So it's not limiting in the kinds of fun things. I think you could even put a scarf inside this. However, before you get to stuffing it, we have to look at how to assemble it. You want to start with a pattern that I'll put online. All you have to do is just print it out on regular 8.5 by 11 paper. And once you've cut it out, I think that the easiest way to transfer the pattern is to go back with a ruler and your scoring tool and score on your pattern on all of the dotted lines. When you look at the original pattern, the solid lines are for cutting and the dotted lines are for scoring and where we're going to fold. So go back and add all the scoring, which I've already done to this. Now, even before I transfer this, I'm going to fold on all those score lines because it's going to make it much easier to transfer the pattern. So I'll just work my way around, folding on every one of the score lines. This is also going to be the way that we're going to create the box when it's time to actually make the box as well. But for right now, you just have to do this once on your pattern, because you'll continue to use the same pattern over and over to create all 25 of the little triangle boxes. Okay, so I have scored on all the score lines. I'm going to flatten it back out. You can even turn it over if you want to. But basically what you're going to do is lay it down on your paper. And then with a pencil, you're going to just trace around the pattern, the outside perimeter of the pattern with a pencil. Just holding on to it. And then once you've gone and you've traced the whole outside pattern, then fold on the score lines to add your dotted lines for all the places where you're going to fold, so that this will transfer your pattern. Both the score lines and the cut lines will all be transferred from this to this. Now I've already gone ahead and I've done one that I'm going to bring up here. So here is my pattern, and notice I've already cut all the way around the outside edges. I've already scored all the places, and I've already erased the pencil lines from my pattern. So now, using my scoring as my guide, I'm going to go ahead and fold, and I'm just folding in the same direction. They're all either mountain folds or all valley folds, whichever is easier for you. I think it's easier for my hands to stay out of your way if I do all mountain folds. So I think this is the final score line. Once you've done all the scoring, the assembly is really simple. There's two places where you're going to put adhesive: on this bottom tab and on this side edge. So once you have your adhesive, then it's just a question of bringing this over and then pressing it down. I'm going to press it with my finger and then even get in here like so. See if I can do this so you can see. And press along that flap And then I'm going to do a similar thing. Here's my other flap with adhesive. I'm going to tuck it under, align it with the edge. When it's lined up, press it down, and then to really reinforce it, turn it over. See that flap inside there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to put my finger in there and press on it, so I really get a good strong adhesive to bond. So basically now when I close this up, this becomes a very simple but really effective triangle box. Now it's a question of decorating it. Of course, you are going to create 25 of them. That's why it's kind of nice that it goes together so easily and so quickly. For the decoration, what I did was I went back to my pattern and I used the triangle section in order to cut fronts. And I cut them out of, let me see if I can pull them up here and you can, I don't know if it will be obvious to you, but there's 3 different shades of green. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and I will take a 1/4 inch punch and I'm going to punch, just a pattern. That's such a large punch, I'm only going to do it a few times. And then I'll take an 1/8 inch punch and I'm going to add a whole lot more. And when I'm done punching, I'm going to just turn it over, add my adhesive on the back. I'm just ignoring the holes and putting adhesive where the holes are not. And then let me close this box back up so that it's really clear where this triangle is. And I'm going to just fasten this. Remember, it's cut with the same pattern, so it should match up nicely. This is just going to go on the front of the box, and then I decided to top it with a punch. So I just took my star punch and some red paper and punched out a whole bunch of them. I just put adhesive on the bottom tips is all I need on that star, because it's only going to stick on the bottom section. And then push. And you can open the box back up if you want to really get in here and really try to get some pressure against the points of that star to make it really stick nicely. So it goes together nicely, and this is just adding the dots. But as I said, the fun part is to decide what kind of patterns you want. And it's fun for the kids if they want to join you in this particular craft. They can design their own. The final section is to number them. And what I did, the simplest and easiest for me, was to just use a sticker sheet. It is going to take, because you're going to have to do numbers 1 through 25. So it's going to use a lot of ones. By the time you get into 11 and 12 and 13, think how many ones it's going to use. And when you get into the number 2, the number 12, and then the 21, 22, 23, it's going to use a lot of 2s. So I picked up at Hobby Lobby a sheet of stickers that has a whole lot of each number, which is just perfect. I haven't even used all of them yet, but you're just going to take whatever number. Let's say, I don't even know, let's say that this is day 5 that I'm creating. So I'll just go ahead and I'll place the sticker on there, and that completes the tree. And now it's on to the next 24 of them. You know, advent calendars, they're a perfect way to count down the days till Christmas, but who says they have to hang on the wall?